Hey, Newcastle fans. Today we got some hot transfer news. Newcastle United are eyeing none other than Davide Fratesi from Inter Milan and are pushing hard until the very last minute of the window to secure the Italian midfielder. This could shake up our entire midfield, and there's a whole strategy behind it. I'm Rodrigo, and you're watching Newcastle Mania, the channel made by fans, for fans passionate about Newcastle United. You blinked, and suddenly Newcastle is headline news everywhere. But hang on, before we dive into the main story, I'll cover two other updates that also deserve your attention. Stick around until the end, because the Fratesi part will shake up the entire club scene. But first, just a quick word. Remember those Chelsea fans who said this channel wouldn't grow because our fan base is too small? Well, they are starting to quiet down, because our numbers are growing. So, if you love Newcastle and want to shut them up once and for all, hit that subscribe button now. It costs nothing, but it sends a message. The Black and White Army is huge. Let's hit 1,000 subscribers together. And now, let's get to the main point of today's video. Newcastle are pressing Inter Milan to sign Davide Fratesi. That's right, the 25-year-old Italian who scored crucial goals in both the Champions League and Serie A is on the Magpies' radar. But pay attention, this deal won't be easy. Let's dive deep into this, fans, because the negotiation for Davide Fratesi has a lot of fascinating details that could make a real difference for Newcastle. According to Gianluca Di Marzio and Sky Sport Italia, the club has made a serious approach to Inter in the last days of the transfer window. Newcastle's proposal is along with an option to buy, which will become mandatory if certain conditions are met. So it's not just a trial, it's a strategic way to secure the player if he adapts well and meets the objectives set out. Fratesi joined Inter in 2023 from Sassuolo after standing out as one of Italy's most promising young talents. Right from the start, he showed quality and personality on the pitch. But the truth is, he never established himself as an undisputed starter under Simone Inzaghi. He came in and out of the team, played in important matches, but often ended up on the bench or substituted, something that can frustrate any ambitious player. Now, with Inzaghi leaving for Al Hilal, Inter brought in Cristian Chivu as head coach, completely changing Fratesi's scenario. Under Chivu, he has a chance to restart his journey at Inter, prove his worth, and earn more minutes on the pitch. But here's the key point. Even with this new opportunity, Newcastle's interest remains strong. This shows the English club are watching his potential closely, not just his recent numbers. They want someone who can make an immediate impact in the midfield. And speaking of impact, Fratesi's track record is impressive. He has a history of scoring decisive goals, the kind that stick in fans' memories. In Serie A, for example, he scored important goals against Hellas Verona and Udinese, helping Inter secure crucial points. And it doesn't stop there. In last season's Champions League, Fratesi was a hero with a winning goal against Barcelona in the semifinals, a true star moment. He's the type of player who shows up in the most critical moments, the one who can decide games that seem lost. And now, fans, think about this. Newcastle haven't had someone appearing in these decisive moments for a while. Who's been scoring those historic, clutch goals in our team? A player like Fratesi could bring exactly that quality, that star touch that changes the game. He's 25, at the perfect age to grow and establish himself, and brings valuable international experience. This isn't just raw talent, it's a player who's already proven he can handle pressure and deliver in big games. And as expected, fans, the news about Newcastle's interest in Davide Fratesi exploded across Europe. As soon as Gianluca Di Marzio released his report, football media in both Italy and the UK started commenting non-stop. Websites, newspapers, and TV programs highlighted Newcastle as a key player in the transfer market and pointed to Fratesi as a high-level strategic signing capable of transforming the team's midfield. On social media, the reaction was immediate. Newcastle fans started sharing videos of the player, important goals he scored for Sassuolo and Inter, and imagining how he could fit into Eddie Howe's team. Comments ranged from excitement, "If he comes, our midfield will be more dangerous than ever," to speculation about how this could affect Alexander Isak and the attack dynamics. Some analytical fans even began comparing him to previous matches, highlighting that Fratesi could fill strategic gaps Newcastle has been feeling for some time. Additionally, football analysts and commentators started discussing potential impact of the player. Questions like, is he the missing piece to balance Newcastle, or how would Fratesi adapt to the intensity of the Premier League, dominated podcasts, YouTube channels, and sports columns. Many point out that he has a perfect mix of technique, vision, and ability to score decisive goals, something Newcastle has desperately been seeking to climb the table and secure a place among the league's top clubs. And for the fans, the anticipation is massive. Imagine this, a stronger midfield, with someone who not only distributes a game but also appears at decisive moments with goals and assists. This is a chance to make our team more competitive, balance the tough Premier League matches, and dream of a team that doesn't just defend but creates chances and decides key games. You can feel the excitement in the air, fans. The Magpies could be about to gain that game-changing reinforcement, and everyone wants to see how it unfolds in the coming weeks. In short, media buzzing, social networks exploding, fans ecstatic, analysts debating. Newcastle's interest in Fratesi has become the topic of the moment, and no one wants to miss how this story develops before the transfer window closes. Alright, Magpies fans, let's dive into the backstage of this transfer saga and see why this story isn't as simple as it seems. First off, it's important to remember that Davide Fratesi has never managed to nail down a permanent starting spot at Inter Milan. Despite his talent and knack for scoring crucial goals, he's often been overshadowed by other midfielders. That means leaving Inter could be a golden opportunity for him to finally shine in a team that truly backs him. On the other side, Inter Milan have their own plans. With Christian Chivu taking over after Simone Inzaghi left for Al Hilal, Inter appear keen to give Fratesi a fresh start and keep him at the club. There are even behind-the-scenes moves to renew his contract, showing the Italian board still believes in his potential. But here's the key point. Inter aren't willing to make his exit easy. They valued him at 25 million euros and set strict conditions for turning a loan with an option to buy into an obligation. So, Newcastle will need skill, patience, and strategy to convince Inter and get this deal done in the coming days. And we can't forget the Newcastle context. The club has been tracking Fratesi for some time, seeing him as a strategic reinforcement to strengthen the midfield and deliver crucial goals. This isn't just any signing. It's someone who could change the team's dynamics, provide defensive stability, and support the attack, exactly what Eddie Howe's side has been looking for seasons. Finally, we have to remember we're in the last moments of the transfer window, which adds pressure. Quick negotiations, financial adjustments, and complex contractual terms could turn this into a real chess game. Every move from Newcastle's board needs to be calculated, because time is against them, and Inter aren't in a hurry to sell. In short, Fratesi is an undeniable talent who's never nailed a starting spot at Inter. The Italian board wants to keep him and has set tough rules, and Newcastle will need total skill to make this opportunity a reality. It's a tense, multi-layered situation, and it promises plenty of drama in the coming days. Talking about the player, Fratesi is young, only 25, and has an incredible knack for scoring decisive goals. He combines late runs into the box, great vision, and creativity. He has played big matches, including in the Champions League, and brings international experience to Newcastle. A signing like this could completely transform our midfield. If you remember previous Newcastle transfers, whenever the club managed to get decisive players from Serie A or other strong leagues, the impact was huge. Now, with Fratesi, history could repeat itself. A young, quality player who can decide games arriving at Tyneside before the window closes. And here's the big question. What does this push for Fratesi mean for Newcastle? First, it strengthens our midfield for Premier League and European campaigns. Second, it could influence other transfers. Bringing in a player of this caliber might open the door for strategic exits or more signings. And finally, it puts pressure on Inter Milan to negotiate or accept terms, because Newcastle isn't going to wait around. Fans, the message is clear. Newcastle aren't messing about. They are chasing decisive players, no matter the league. Fratesi could be the key piece to elevate our midfield and make the team even more competitive. One thing's for sure, the transfer window is far from over, and every move could change everything. So, that's it. Magpies, injuries, big money signings, and now the push for Fratesi. Newcastle is moving fast, and you can't blink. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Let's hit 1,000 subscribers together and show everyone the power of Newcastle fans. This is Newcastle Mania, the channel for passionate supporters. See you next time.